They said you're too broken, too late, too weak to rise, but they don't know the fire that lives in your soul. This isn't the end, this is your rebirth. When life tries to bury you, it forgets you're a seed. Grow through concrete, rise through pain. Nothing can stop you. They tried to break you, didn't they? Life came at you like a storm, ruthless, merciless, cold, and yet here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still standing when every odd was stacked against you. The world underestimated the power buried in your bones, the grit hiding in your silence, the fire flickering behind tired eyes. You've walked through valleys that echoed with doubt, climbed mountains that tore the breath from your lungs, endured nights so dark you forgot what hope looked like, but not once did you surrender. And that is the mark of someone who cannot be stopped. Let them talk, let them laugh. Let them point at your failures like scars should bring shame. They don't know that scars are armor, proof that you bled but never broke, cracked but never collapsed. You are not made of excuses. You're forged in pressure, sculpted by pain, refined by the heat of every setback. When doors slammed shut, you didn't cry, you built your own. When dreams crumbled, you didn't quit, you created bigger ones. Because you, yes, you, are the storm now. You've lived through things others would have drowned in, but you swam through fire, you ran through heartbreak, you screamed in silence and still pressed forward. People look at you now and see calm, but they don't see the war you had to win just to smile again. You learned to be your own savior. You stopped waiting for someone to pull you out and you became the rescue. You stood up with shaky legs and declared, "I'm not done." And the universe had no choice but to move. There's a reason you're still here, because your purpose is bigger than your pain, your mission louder than your fear, your destiny more powerful than your doubt. You weren't born to be average, to shrink, to settle. You were born to be a giant among ghosts, a warrior among warriors, a legend among the forgotten. Every tear you've cried has watered the roots of your greatness. Every rejection you faced was redirection. Every failure was fuel. Look in the mirror and remember, the world doesn't get to write your story. You hold the pen and your ink is made from every ounce of struggle you've survived. Let the noise fade. Let the past rest. Let the doubts dissolve. Your time is now. This is your era, your season, your unshakable rise. Nothing they say, nothing they do, no wall they build, no storm they send, nothing can stop you when you've already survived what was meant to destroy you. You've awakened the version of yourself that doesn't fear loss, that doesn't beg for validation, that doesn't need permission to shine. You are the one who keeps rising, no matter how many times you fall. You are the spark that starts wildfires. You are the force that turns pressure into diamonds. You are what unstoppable looks like when it refuses to quit. This is not hype. This is truth. Buried beneath the pain, beneath the doubt, beneath the noise is a version of you that doesn't break, doesn't fold, and doesn't wait for life to be easy. You were never meant to fit in. You were born to break the mold, to stand alone if you must, to roar even when your voice trembles. The world may not be ready for the full strength of your comeback, but that's not your problem. Keep going. Keep rising. Keep proving that every no was just a not yet. Every fall was just momentum building in reverse. Watch how the same people who counted you out will soon ask how you did it, and you'll smile. Not out of spite, but because you earned every damn inch of your ascent. No shortcuts, no handouts, just pure, relentless, unshakable grind. This is the you that was hidden behind fear. This is the you that pain awakened. This is the you that won't back down, won't bow, won't break. This is the you that turns pressure into power and struggle into strength. Nothing can stop you. And now that you've stepped into your power, there's no turning back, because the moment you realized that no external force could define your worth, you became dangerous to every limitation ever placed upon you. You became a walking contradiction to doubt, a rebel to failure, a storm in human skin, moving through life with the audacity to dream loudly and fight relentlessly. Remember the nights when you questioned your value, when your soul was heavy with unseen battles, when your heart whispered surrender and your mind echoed chaos. Those were the nights you became. Not because it was easy, but because you chose to rise anyway. You see, real strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in the grind, in the silence, in the unseen hours where you cry, scream, fight, and still decide to keep moving. You've become the kind of person who walks through fire without flinching, because the fire outside of you could never match the one within you. The world might throw storms, setbacks, betrayals, heartbreaks, but you've trained in chaos. You've grown in the shadows. You've mastered the art of turning breakdowns into breakthroughs. You're not chasing approval anymore. You've already approved of your own greatness. You're not hoping the world sees your light. You've become your own sun. And every time they count you out, you count higher. Every time they doubt your steps, you step harder. Every time they say you won't, you smile, because their disbelief fuels your discipline. There's a rare kind of energy in those who've rebuilt themselves, who've lost everything, who've been forgotten, dismissed, ridiculed, and still come back with purpose in their veins and fire in their chest. That's you. That's who you are. You don't run from the challenge, you charge it. You don't avoid the climb, you become the mountain. Because you're not here to take part, you're here to take over. And while others complain about the weight, you've learned to lift it. While they whine about the cold, you've learned to burn from within. While they hesitate at the edge, you've already jumped, wings or not. Your story was never meant to be neat or perfect. It was meant to be real, messy, raw, honest, powerful. And because of that, it resonates, it shakes souls, it lights fires in hearts that have grown cold. You're not just an inspiration. You're a living embodiment of defiance, of resilience, of strength reborn. So when they say you've changed, tell them you evolved. When they say you're too much, tell them you were never meant to be less. When they say you don't belong, remind them you were never here for their permission. Your life is proof that the underdog can rise, that the broken can shine, that the forgotten can lead. So keep walking like your feet were made of thunder. Speak like your voice carries lightning. Live like your soul remembers why you were born. And never, ever let them shrink your roar to a whisper. Because the world needs your fire. The world needs your example, and most importantly, you need to witness your own power in full bloom. Stay relentless, stay focused, stay you, because nothing can stop you when you've already faced the worst and decided to rise anyway.